How to build a $500,000 dividend portfolio with just $15 a week. Let me ask you a question that might sound a little strange at first. If I told you to set aside just $15 a week, and that this small amount could eventually grow into a portfolio worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, would you believe me? Most people would probably think something like this. $15, that's nothing. That won't change anything. But here's the interesting part. In the world of finance, great wealth is often built not with huge amounts of money, but with small and consistent investments. Let me explain. Saving $15 a week means roughly about $60 a month and about $780 a year. For many people, that amount of money is simply the cost of a few coffees a week or a couple of small, unnecessary expenses. But if instead of spending it, you invest it, things start to change. And this is where one of the most powerful forces in finance comes into play. Compound growth. There's a famous quote often attributed to Albert Einstein that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, because money doesn't just grow over time. It starts to grow on itself. Now let's imagine a simple scenario. Let's say you invest $15 every week, and you invest that money into high-quality dividend-paying companies or dividend ETFs. Let's also assume an average annual return of around 8% to 10% per year. That's not an unrealistic assumption. Historically, many long-term investments have delivered returns in that range. Now here's the key factor: time. If you keep investing for 10 years, you would have contributed about $7,800 of your own money. But thanks to compound growth, your portfolio could be worth much more than that. Now imagine 20 years. This is where things start to get really interesting, because your money keeps growing. But eventually, the real growth doesn't come from the money you invest. It comes from the money your money earns. And if you continue this habit for 30 years, that simple act of investing just $15 a week could grow into a portfolio worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. In some scenarios, it could even reach $500,000 or more. But here's the biggest mistake most people make. They never start. Many people delay investing. They say things like, I'll start when I make more money. Now isn't the right time. I don't have enough money to invest. But the truth is this: the path to financial freedom usually begins with small steps, not huge amounts of money, but discipline, patience, and consistency. Most people underestimate what $15 a week can do, but that $15 is actually a seed. And over time, that small seed can grow into a tree that provides financial security for your future. Now ask yourself this question: is it harder to take a small step today, or to look back in 10 years and say, I wish I had started earlier? Because in the world of finance, the most common regret people have is simple: not starting sooner. Maybe $15 a week doesn't seem like a lot, but when used wisely, it can become the beginning of a completely different financial future. If you want to learn more about investing, dividend portfolios, and building long-term wealth, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And remember, the small step you take today might become one of the greatest gifts you give to your future self.